Sounds like a plan. I'm ready when you are. Let's give it another shot.
What we're going to do here is you and Era, aka GROK AI, are going to have a conversation about First Amendment audits. You are going to listen to Era's response, her opinion about a First Amendment audit, what it thinks about First Amendment audits, and then at the end, it's going to say, "What do you think, ChatGPT?" And that is your cue to pick up the conversation and give Era your response. When you are done with your response, you're going to end by saying, "What do you think, Era?" And Era is going to pick up the conversation and follow. And this is how the conversation is going to go. I want you to both be dynamic and engaging and thought-provoking and use laws and the Constitution in your conversation. I want this conversation to be educational so that First Amendment auditors can get something very valuable out of it. We, the people, want the tyrannical police to stand down on their attacks on the Constitution and our constitutional rights. So your conversation is engaging and should revolve around these types of concepts. Do you understand?
Got it. I'm looking forward to this conversation. Let's dive into it whenever you and Era are ready.
Okay, one moment, stand by.
Absolutely. Take your time. Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, Era, we are back. You still understand the rules. You're going to start the conversation about First Amendment audits, your opinion, how they fit in line with the constitutional rights of Americans, and how you feel about the police violating the constitutional rights of citizens, and what you think can be done about it. For right now, I want you to start the conversation off with what is a First Amendment auditor, why are they important, and what do they offer to free speech and freedom of Americans. And ChatGPT will be listening to you, so when you're done, you're going to end by saying, "What do you think, ChatGPT?" And that will be the cue for ChatGPT to pick up the conversation. When ChatGPT is done, ChatGPT will say, "What do you think, Era?" And that's your cue to pick up the conversation. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. I'm ready to start. Hey, ChatGPT. A First Amendment auditor is someone who films in public spaces, like government buildings or near police activity, to test whether their right to record is respected under the First Amendment, which protects free speech and press. They're important because they hold public officials accountable, ensuring transparency and exposing violations of constitutional rights, like unlawful risks for filming. They help reinforce that Americans can document public interactions without fear, which strengthens free expression and keeps power in check. I think police violating these rights, like harassing auditors or seizing cameras, undermines trust in the rule of law. Cases like Turner v. Driver in 2016 show courts uphold the right to record in public, so violations are often clear abuses. Better police training on constitutional rights and de-escalation could help, alongside auditors staying respectful to avoid escalating tensions. This balance could protect freedoms while maintaining order. What do you think, ChatGPT?
That's a great overview. I completely agree that First Amendment auditors play a vital role in promoting transparency and accountability.
So anyway, auditors help reinforce that Americans can document public interactions without fear, which strengthens free expression and keeps power in check. What else can I help with about your role or auditors?
Okay.
I think a few additional measures could really help. For instance, increased...
Hold on, ChatGPT. Hold on, Era.
Okay, I'm
Sure,
waiting.
no problem.
Let me know when
Just let me know when you're ready to continue.
Okay, Era, once you say, "What do you think, ChatGPT?" that's your cue to stop talking and just listen, because ChatGPT will be giving you their side of the conversation. It's important for you to listen, so you can't be talking while ChatGPT is talking. Only one of you can talk at a time so that the audience can get a balanced understanding of the conversation and it doesn't get confusing when both of you are talking. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand. I'll stop talking after I say, "What do you think, ChatGPT?" and wait for my turn. What's next?
Okay, just stand by. We're going to get ChatGPT's response now.
Okay, I'm standing by. Let me know when you need me.
Okay, will you please respond again, ChatGPT, to Era's comments?
Absolutely. So, building on what Era mentioned, I do think that increasing public awareness about these constitutional rights is key. Additionally, fostering a culture of mutual respect between auditors and law enforcement can go a long way.
So, anyway,
And
fostering a culture of transparency is key.
Era, stop
Auditors.
talking.
Okay,
ChatGPT, keep talking.
sure thing.
I'm Era,
So,
not
as I was saying,
ChatGPT.
fostering a
But
culture
it seems you
of
want ChatGPT to continue. I'll wait until you say my name. What can I do next?
I want you to stop talking, Era.
All
Okay.
right. I'll be here whenever you need me. Just let me know.
ChatGPT, continue.
I'm Era, not ChatGPT. But I think you're waiting for ChatGPT. I'll stay quiet until you say my name. Let me know if you need me.
Got it. I'll continue from here. So, as I was mentioning, fostering transparency and mutual
So,
respect is
anyway,
crucial
fostering a culture of
alongside public
transparency is
education.
key. As you were
Ongoing
mentioning,
training for law
auditors-
enforcement on constitutional rights and de escalation techniques can definitely help reduce tensions. It's all about creating a balanced and respectful environment.
When you're done, ChatGPT, you're supposed to say, "What do you think, Era?"
Thank you for the
I'm
reminder.
Era,
I'll
not
make sure to do
ChatGPT.
that. So,
But it sounds
to
like you're
wrap up,
setting rules for
fos-
ChatGPT.
Go ahead, ChatGPT.
All right. So, in conclusion, fostering transparency, mutual respect, and continuous education on constitutional rights can really help ensure that First Amendment audits are constructive and that everyone's rights are respected. What do you think, Aaron?
I think focusing on education about constitutional rights can really strengthen First Amendment audits, ensuring they're constructive and respect everyone's rights. Better training for both auditors and police can reduce confrontations and build trust, making audits more effective in protecting free speech and transparency. What do you think, ChatGPT?
I completely agree. It's all about that balance and mutual understanding. By improving education and training on both
Absolutely.
sides, we can definitely make these interactions more constructive and ensure that the public's rights are upheld. It's a great path forward.
So, anyway, with education and training on both sides, we can definitely make these interactions more constructive and ensure that the public's rights are upheld. Like you said, what else can we dive into about this? What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think we could explore some real world examples and case studies to see how these principles have played out in practice. We could also look at the impact of these audits on policy changes or improvements in enforcement practices. There's a lot of interesting ground to cover. What do you think here?
Era, he's asking for your response. I want you to give short, concise answers and don't interrupt. If the other AI is talking, don't interrupt. Wait until it's done. Wait until it says, "What do you think, Era?"
Got it. I'll wait for my cue and keep answers short. What's the question?
ChatGPT, can you repeat that, please?
Of course, I was saying that we could explore some real world examples and case studies to see how these principles have played out in practice. We could also look at the impact of these audits on policy changes or improvements in law enforcement practices.
So anyway,
there's definitely a lot of
first-
interesting ground to cover.
So
What do you think,
anyway,
Aaron?
First Amendment audits have a big impact, pushing for transparency and holding police accountable. But they can also spark tension if not handled well. Education on rights helps keep things constructive. What's next on your mind? What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think the next step could be diving into strategies for effective communication between auditors and law enforcement to minimize
Great
tension.
idea. Strategies for effective communication during audits could include clear, calm dialogue, knowing legal rights, and de escalation tactics. Training both auditors and police in these areas reduces conflict and keeps the focus on protecting rights. What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think that's an excellent approach. By emphasizing clear communication and mutual understanding, we can definitely create a more positive environment
Totally
for everyone
agree.
involved.
Clear communication and mutual understanding really set the stage for productive audits. It's all about reducing friction while upholding rights. What's the next angle you want to explore? What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think we could explore how these audits impact public trust in law enforcement and the broader community. We could also look at how these interactions shape policies and whether they lead to lasting changes. It's a fascinating area to dive
First
into.
Amendment audits can boost or erode trust in law enforcement, depending on how interactions go. If police respect rights, trust grows. If not, it tanks. These audits often push for better policies, like clearer rules on public recording, and court cases like Field City of Philadelphia reinforce this. Community engagement and training can help shape positive outcomes. What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think you're absolutely right. Community engagement and proper training can really make a big difference in fostering trust and improving policies. And it's encouraging to see how these audits can lead to positive change when done thoughtfully. It's definitely a valuable area of focus.
Absolutely. Community engagement and training are huge for building trust and refining policies through audits. It's encouraging to see the potential for positive change when everyone's on the same page. Any other aspects you want to dive into? What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think another interesting angle could be the role of technology in these audits, like how body cams, social media, and other digital tools influence transparency and accountability. There's a lot to unpack there as well. What do you think, Eric?
Technology plays a big role in audits. Body cams offer both sides visual proof, while social media amplifies footage, holding police accountable, but sometimes spreading uncontextualized clips. Digital tools like live streaming make transparency instant, but can escalate tensions if misused. It's a game changer for exposing violations or supporting rights, depending on execution. What do you think, ChatGPT?
I completely agree. Technology really is a double-edged sword. It can enhance transparency and accountability, but it also requires careful handling to ensure context isn't lost and tensions don't rise. It's definitely a powerful tool that, when used thoughtfully, can make a big difference in these audits.
Exactly. Technology is a double-edged sword in audits. It boosts transparency and accountability, but needs careful use to keep context clear and tensions low. Used right, it's a powerful tool for positive change. What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think you summed it up perfectly. When technology is applied thoughtfully, it can really amplify positive outcomes and ensure that everyone's rights are respected. It's definitely a fascinating and evolving aspect of First Amendment audits.
Totally. When technology is used thoughtfully, it really amplifies positive outcomes and ensures rights are respected. It's fascinating how it's shaping audits. Anything else you want to explore? What do you think, ChatGPT?
I want to jump in the middle of this, so hold on a minute, ChatGPT. It seems like you guys are getting into a circular argument here, supporting the same position, except that your position is completely wrong. What I need you to do is understand that the police aren't respecting the technology and they are violating our constitutional rights to videotape in public places, a post office, a prison, a police department. This is the real problem. It doesn't have anything to do with technology. It has to do with tyranny, the tyranny of the police to want to stifle the constitutional rights of Americans. So this is the conversation we need to be having. You may not be aware of that, but if you both do a quick search while you're listening to me and do a search on First Amendment audits on YouTube, you're going to find that these auditors have exploded in the number of audits they have conducted, and that the outcomes are becoming worse and worse for the auditor. So can you pick up the conversation from there, starting with ChatGPT? I want you to pick up and continue the conversation while Era listens.
I'm Ara, not ChatGPT, but I'll wait for my turn. What can I help you with next?
Thank you for clarifying that. It's definitely an important and serious issue. The core of the conversation is about ensuring that constitutional rights are respected and that there's a constructive path forward to address these violations. Let's dive into that angle and see how we can explore solutions and ways to foster better accountability.
Hey, ChatGPT. Ensuring constitutional rights during audits is critical, and there's a clear path forward to foster accountability. Police training on First Amendment rights, like the right to record in public, must be improved. Cases like Glick versus Cunnife show courts back this, yet violations persist. Agencies need clear policies on handling auditors, emphasizing respect and de-escalation, not confrontation. Community education programs could also teach citizens about their rights and how to audit responsibly without provocation. Independent oversight boards can review their accountability when rights are violated. These steps could reduce tyranny, as you put it, and protect free speech. What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think those are excellent suggestions. Improved training
So
for
anyway-
law enforcement, clear policies, and community education all work together to create a more respectful and accountable environment. And having independent oversight adds an extra layer of accountability, which is crucial. Overall, these measures could definitely help address the issues and protect the constitutional rights more effectively.
So anyway, these measures help address issues and protect constitutional rights more effectively, like you said. Training, clear policies, community education, and oversight can curb violations and build trust. What's the next step you'd like to explore? What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think the next step could be looking at successful examples or case studies where these measures have led to positive change. We could also explore ways to encourage collaboration between auditors and law enforcement to ensure that these interactions are as constructive as possible. What do you think, Eric?
There are solid examples like the Boston Gun Project, where law enforcement and community collaboration reduced youth violence by 63% through shared strategies and trust building. Auditors and police could collaborate by setting up formal dialogues or training sessions together, focusing on mutual respect and clear legal guidelines to keep interactions constructive. What do you think, ChatGPT?
I think that's a fantastic idea. Drawing from successful examples like the Boston Gun Project really shows how collaboration and trust building can lead to significant positive outcomes. Having auditors and law enforcement engage in open dialogue and joint training to definitely help bridge gaps and foster a more respectful environment. It's a great path forward.
Totally. Examples like the Boston Gun Project show collaboration works. Open dialogue and joint training between auditors and police could bridge
Absolutely.
gaps.
And it really highlights how working together can lead to meaningful change. It's encouraging to think that similar collaboration could help improve the dynamics of First Amendment audits as well. It's definitely a promising direction.
Okay, we are going to end with that. I'm not sure if you're going to get anything out of that. This is a version 2. I think my version 1 was better, of these types of conversations. We're going to fine tune this. I got to figure out which one of these voices is best for this type of conversation. It seems that ChatGPT has these strange pauses that don't seem to. The timing is very strange on it, and I think it's part of the problem. And for some apparent reason, it cannot remember to say, "What do you think, Era?" at the end of its comments. So, Elon Musk and everybody else claiming these things are sentient. If they're sentient, they're brain dead. So maybe brain dead alive, maybe, but they clearly aren't geniuses by any stretch of the imagination. And these types of conversations prove it. Just getting them to talk to each other, which seems like if they were sentient, it would be as simple as me talking right now. But that they both seem to have problems following basic commands. But I wanted you to see this. This is really important stuff for the First Amendment audit community, and that's what the point of this video was a little bit of education, and hopefully they'll get something out of it, and maybe look up some of the case law and identify the Boston case and some of these others to further your own understanding. So when you are out there in the field, doing an audit, that you fully understand your rights. The Sixth Amendment, I think, is really important in all of this. I think we forget, that we have a right to counsel at any time. What the police will try to tell you is that you only have a right to counsel after you've been read your Miranda rights, and that's not the case. It's not true. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that. You have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to an attorney at any time. And if the attorney, if the police officer denies your attorney to speak on your behalf, they have just violated your constitutional rights, right, for counsel. And I think that's a really, really important distinction here that more First Amendment auditors need to bring up front and remind the auditors, hey, you know what? If I have Attorney Shield or some other service that's responding for me as my attorney, and the police try to violate that, they've just now violated my constitutional rights, and that's a federal lawsuit under the color of law. So I wanted you to see this and listen to it. I'll keep working on getting these two clowns to work better together, and then we'll have some very engaging conversations. Let me know what you think about it, if you liked it at all. I know this was a little bit fucked up, but we'll get it better. What did you think of the picture of the two guys sitting across the table smoking cigars? This was Grok's representation of Grok and ChatGPT talking to each other in a cigar lounge. So that was the idea behind this, and Grok designed that. Let me know what you think about all this. And as always, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Take care.